Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for Game Week 14 and the transfers that I'm thinking of making as well. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment what players are you bringing in for Game Week 14, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, a quick recap of Game Week 13. Obviously was on a red arrow yesterday. Not a crazy red arrow, but still a red arrow. Had one player left to play last night, Hee-Chan, getting a penalty, which I'm going to talk about in a second, and obviously getting 7 points and boosting me up into a green arrow, 27,031st in the world now. I believe that is my highest rank this season, so really happy about that. But yeah, finished on 52 points last night, and Areola getting me 3, Cash getting me 0, Gabriel getting me 6, Anderson getting me 1, Hee-Chan getting 7, Eze getting 1, Salah with 5, Saka with 8, Son with 2, Watkins with 5, and Haaland, my captaincy, getting me 14. So yeah, Hee-Chan last night on penalties, cannot believe that. That's definitely changing my thoughts about players that I'm getting rid of and bringing in and stuff. I mean, it might be because he won it, but at the same time, if he is on penalties, like, that is an absolute great option that I already have in my team as well. I mean, he could have had more last night. He did hit the crossbar on a shot from, I think it was like outside the box. Really unlucky. So if he got that as well, that would have been 15 points or something like that. Would have been incredible. But I'm still very happy with the 7 because I wasn't really expecting too much from the game last night. But yeah, finishing on 52 points, a green arrow. We've gone up 5,000 places because obviously I started the game week on rank 32k. So still a small green arrow, but a green arrow nonetheless. Definitely better than a red arrow. And obviously my bench getting me 0, 2, 2, and 0. So very much mirrored there with the bench. But yeah, 52 points, cannot complain. Let's go into my team selection for Game Week 14. And in goal, we do have Areola, who's got Crystal Palace at home. Again, Turner with Everton at home might be a better fixture, especially because I do have a Palace player playing West Ham. But of course, Turner probably not going to be playing that fixture. Definitely seems to have been dropped. So yeah, got to play Areola regardless. I'm not going to be having him for too much longer. I do want to get rid of him for Sanchez when Chelsea have that ridiculous run of fixtures. But yeah, got Crystal Palace at home. Not expecting much, but either way, got to play him regardless. It's basically fielding like 10 players every week because you know that Areola is going to be getting you basically nothing. I mean, 3 points that he got for me in Game Week 13 is a bit of a highlight because that's like the joint highest he's ever got me, which is a bit ridiculous over like, what has it been, like 5-6 game weeks? But either way, yeah, Areola in goal, Crystal Palace at home. At the back, we've got Cash, who's got Bournemouth away, Gabriel, who's got Wolves at home, Anderson, who's got West Ham away, and Simicast, who has Fulham at home. Of course, we do have European fixtures this week, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant to make my transfer, even though I'm pretty confident what it's going to be. You can probably guess what it is as well from looking at your screen right now. But yeah, the thing about like Simicast and stuff and players like Gabriel and stuff playing like midweek, it's always a little bit risky. It's not something you like to worry about because obviously the potential injuries and stuff like that, but it is what it is. It's got to happen. Yeah, a lot of people have kind of knee-jerked Cash out of their team. I completely understand. He's in my team for one more week. I don't see me keeping him for longer after this Bournemouth game, especially with the fixtures they've got coming up. It's been absolutely terrible since I brought him in on the Game Week 8 wildcard. Has returned nothing apart from a clean sheet where he got subbed early. And yeah, his attacking threat has just been very minimal. I mean, he played right wing against Spurs at the weekend, got a yellow card and came off at half-time. He might not even start the Bournemouth game, which is a little bit of a worry because of that. He is also on 4 yellow cards, I believe now. So 1 more and he will also miss a game regardless. So yeah, it's not great owning Matty Cash at all. And I think a lot of people are wanting to get rid of him. And I completely understand why. But yeah, got him for Bournemouth away. It's basically his last hurrah because I'll probably be getting rid of him afterwards. But yeah, Cash, Bournemouth away. Gabriel, Wolves at home. Obviously going to be benching Hee-Chan because I don't want my midfielder playing my defender. And I don't think Hee-Chan's going to do too well against Arsenal regardless. They do have the best defensive record in the league. It is at home. I'm expecting like a 2-3-0 for Arsenal there. Anderson, West Ham away, also been very unfortunate signing on that Game Week 8 wildcard. Was hoping for big things, but has been very lackluster. Yeah, he's basically here for a couple of more weeks. Obviously, he's got West Ham away this week, and then they've got Bournemouth at home, and then after that, they've got Liverpool and City. No point in me keeping him for those fixtures, especially because Crystal Palace are conceding goals left, right, and centre now as well. So I've only got him because the fixtures are okay. But after that, yeah, I'll definitely be getting rid of him. My defense is going to look very different in a few weeks' time. That's 100% sure. And then got Simicast, who's got Fulham at home. Yeah, hoping for something big in that game. I haven't really benefited off much Simicast points, really. Obviously, I did miss the 15-point haul that he got the other week. So, yeah, hopefully he can get something against Fulham. But either way, that is the back line. In midfield, we've got Eze, who's got West Ham away. Of course, it has now been reported that he's going to be out from like 3 to 4 weeks. So, absolutely 0 point of him staying in my team. You can probably guess my transfer this week, but we'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, Eze, really, really unfortunate transfer, really. I brought him in for the Luton game. The idea was to bring him in for that Luton game and then obviously have him for West Ham and Bournemouth, and then also get rid of Hechan for Mbeumo because I just had the right amount of money. But with Eze picking up that injury, I now have to get rid of him. So it's kind of a little bit of a blessing in disguise because, to be fair, like I'm going to be benching Hechan this week regardless. And then after that, he's got Burnley and Forest. And then he's also got West Ham, which are three pretty nice fixtures for Hechan, especially because West Ham can't keep a clean sheet. So I'm kind of fine keeping him for a few weeks and then probably moving him on to a Gordon or a Palmer or something like that. So I'm not really in any rush to get rid of him, especially because he might potentially be on penalties now. Again, I was never expecting him to be on penalties at all. I don't know why he took it. It might have been because he won it. I'm not expecting him to still be on penalties. I think that might have just been a freak accident, which I'm very happy about, obviously. Yeah, we'll obviously see what happens. But he's been returning pretty much every single game anyway. It's not a player I need to immediately get rid of because of especially with the nice fixtures coming up. So, yeah, either way, Salah, who's my current captaincy at home to Fulham, I think it's very, very tight between Haaland and Salah this week, because obviously Haaland's going to be playing Spurs, who've got a really, really high line, and then Salah's obviously playing Fulham at home. So it could really go either way this week. And you've also got Saka as well, who's got Wolves at home. There's a lot of really good captaincy shouts this week. Obviously, Mbeumo's got Luton at home as well. He's on penalties. His numbers have been very, very good too. So yeah, it could be very well a week where you see heroes and villains if players are doing nothing, and then obviously some players are doing incredible things. But either way, he is my current captaincy, but I'm not 100% set on that at all. We'll have to see what happens throughout the week. Saka, who's got Wolves at home, as I spoke about in yesterday's video, his numbers have been very, very poor from an attacking point of view. His XG has been absolutely abysmal. His expected assists have been fine, but yeah, his XG definitely needs to go up a bit. I'm not happy at all with those stats. I mean, obviously he's got some nice fixtures coming up, which is I'm not going to get rid of him at all. Like Wolves at home and then Luton away, 2 nice fixtures for him. Not going to be getting rid of him at all. But yeah, we'd definitely like that XG to be a little bit higher. We've got Son as well, who's got City away. He is going to be getting a price drop this week, I do believe. I'm not going to be getting rid of him. He scored 3 offside goals against Villa. If one of those are onside, he wouldn't be getting mass sold right now. I know that City away obviously isn't an ideal fixture. They don't have Maddison. They've got a lot of players out. But, you know, with West Ham, Forest, Everton, Brighton and Bournemouth coming up, like, he's just a hold for me. You know, I don't see why I would get rid of him. There's not really any options that I would really move to either. Like, if you don't have Saka, then maybe it becomes a bit more of a conversation. But I've already got him. I have enough money to go from Eze to Mbeumo, so I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I'm absolutely fine just keeping him, and I know he'll come good because Son is a prolific goal scorer. He's an incredible option. And a few weeks ago, people were saying like he's definitely needs to be in every single squad. Now people are getting rid of him. I think he's going to be absolutely fine. I'm keeping hold of him. I'm staying hopeful that he will deliver. Maybe not against City. He may get another blank, but yeah, I think with the fixtures coming up, I think he's absolutely fine. Plus, over that Christmas period, you're going to want players that are definitely going to be playing every single fixture. There is no way Son is not playing every single fixture because of the injuries and because he is there. I mean, he's the captain, he's the main goal scorer, so obviously they're going to need him in the squad. But anyway, that is the midfield. And then up top, we've got Watkins, who's got Bournemouth away. I can't see myself selling Watkins at all. I know that Isak and stuff are coming into the conversation a bit, Darwin Núñez, stuff like that. But Watkins, I think, I know the fixtures are going to be a little bit tough with City and Arsenal coming up, but absolutely fine keeping him. I think he is a nice player to hold. Got a lot of money tied up with him as well, so if I do get rid of him and I end up wanting him back, then I'm obviously not. I'm gonna have to pay a lot more for him. So yeah, I'm absolutely fine just holding Watkins at the moment. And then Haaland, who's got Spurs at home. Again, probably should be my vice captain. I don't know why he's not. Must have done that by mistake. But yeah, he's a very good captaincy shout this week as well, just because of Spurs' high line and the injuries they've got, the suspensions they've got, stuff like that. And then on the bench we have Turner, who's got Everton at home, Hechan, who's got Arsenal away, Archer, who's got Burnley away, and then Kabore, who's got Brentford away as well. So to be fair, like if somebody does miss the game, like let's say Cash misses the game, I will have like an okay bench option coming off. I'll probably make Archer my first bench choice, even though I'm not expecting him to do anything away at Burnley. People were like, praising him for how well he was going to do against Bournemouth at the weekend. And I said in that video, I was like, his numbers are absolutely terrible. Like, I know you need to play the fixtures, but Sheffield United are bottom for, like, everything. He's not going to do well. And lo and behold, he obviously didn't do well at all. I don't even know what his XG was for that game. I don't think it was very high. Yeah, he had a 0 XG against Bournemouth and then 0.03 assists. So, I mean, that tells you right there what the Sheffield United are like, creating chances and stuff like that. So, yeah, fair enough, obviously, if you played him. If you didn't have any of your options, you probably had him coming off the bench as well if you're a Bowen owner, but he's not a player that I'm going to play over somebody else. I'm only going to play him if I genuinely 100% have to, but I don't. He's only there as a bench fodder at the end of the day. He's never going to be in my starting 11 unless I generally need him. But yeah, that is how the starting 11 is looking for Game Week 14. Obviously, got a free transfer, got an injury to sort out. You could probably guess who I'm going to be getting rid of, really. So obviously, 1.4 mil in the bank, one free transfer. It's going to be Eze out, let's be honest, for Mbeumo, who is 7 mil. If he does have a price rise coming up, which I don't think he will get another one by Game Week 14, then obviously I may move a little bit earlier because I like having 0.5 in the bank. It is quite a nice bit of money to have. And so this will probably be my midfield for the Game Week 14. So obviously just Mbeumo there instead of Eze. And yeah, after that, I don't really know because everyone's kind of got decent fixtures coming up. It'll probably be cash out when they've got City and Arsenal. I wouldn't really be playing in that fixture anyway, and I don't necessarily need to get rid of him because next week I'm obviously going to be playing Gabriel, who's got Luton away, Anderson, who's got Bournemouth at home, and then Tsimikas, who's got Sheffield United away. But I probably will still downgrade cash and maybe bring in like a Newcastle defender or something like that. Or I might just make a goalkeeper transfer, really, because that's obviously when Areola's got Spurs away. I don't know who Chelsea have got actually in that game week. I mean, they've got United, so it's probably not worth bringing in Sanchez that week because neither of them are probably going to keep a clean sheet. But when Sanchez has Everton, Sheffield United, Wolves, Crystal Palace, Luton, obviously I'm a little bit worried that they'll be looking for a new goalkeeper in the January transfer window, but I think Sanchez is fine to bring in. I think they'll be great over those coming fixtures. So yeah, probably just roll really in Game Week 15 because there's not really any massive player that I need to get rid of. And then when Game Week 16 rolls around, I will need to get rid of a few players like Cash and Anderson. So, to be fair, they have Fulham away, and that, I mean, it's really annoying because you see the good fixture for West Ham, you're like, oh, that's all right, but then you remember how bad West Ham are defensively. So, yeah, with 2 free transfers, again, if nothing goes wrong in Game Week 16, I'll probably just be overhauling my defense. I'll be getting rid of Anderson and Cash, which will save me a bit of money because I've got a bit of money tied up in those. Like Anderson's 5 mil, Cash is 4.9. So I've got 10.4 really to bring in some decent options. I mean, Trippier, I would absolutely love to bring in. He's 7, so obviously I can't afford that. But maybe if I take a hit somewhere else, I might be able to. But it's probably not really going to be a thing that's going to happen. So, yeah, I could probably go around like maybe 4.5 mil on 2 defenders. Like, I could easily bring in Lascelles in Game Week 16. And then, obviously, that's fine. And then I've still got 6.3 as well. So I may even bring in, I don't know, maybe a Chelsea defender if I'm not getting rid of Areola, bring in like Colwell or something like that, who, again, I don't know if he's lost his spot or not. I'd have 1.8 mil in the bank, which would obviously be really, really nice to kind of mess around with and stuff. And, yeah, I'd be able to upgrade my midfield. Maybe that's when I'd start thinking about getting rid of Hee-Chan and stuff. Again, there's not really anyone in midfield that I'd probably start looking at. Maybe Bowen starts coming back into the equation around that time, but I'd be a little bit of money off, unfortunately, so he'd have to go down in price a little bit. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I've been very unlucky with injuries over the last couple of weeks, but so has everyone. I can't really complain too much, but that is maybe what my team might be looking like in Game Week 16 around, because like I say, I'll have 2 free transfers to get rid of Cash and Anderson, and I need to get rid of both of them anyway because they've both got terrible fixtures coming up. So we'll see what happens, but either way, that is my Game Week 14 team selection. I'll probably make a wildcard draft tomorrow, and then obviously we'll have fixtures throughout the week. Obviously we've got fixtures tonight and stuff like that, and then Friday I'll do an updated kind of like final team selection, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm kind of hopeful about Game Week 14 though. The team is, you know, obviously once Mbeumo's in there instead of Eze, the team is looking pretty nice. I've got quite a lot of really, really nice fixtures. So yeah, I don't know, fingers are crossed, but we'll see what happens. But thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new, and until next time, peace.